There comes a moment in every person's life when they realize something that changes everything. Not a new opportunity, not a lucky break, not a miracle, just a simple truth. A truth so powerful that once you accept it, your life can never be the same again. That truth is this: nobody is coming. Think about that for a moment. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to fix your finances. Nobody is coming to build your dream. Nobody is coming to wake you up every morning and force you to become the person you are capable of becoming. And while that may sound harsh, it is actually one of the most liberating truths you will ever hear. Because the day you stop waiting is the day you start living. The day you stop depending on rescue is the day you discover your power. The day you take full responsibility for your life is the day your future begins to change. Today, we are going to talk about responsibility, about discipline, about self-respect, about becoming the kind of person who creates results instead of waiting for them. Because your future is not hidden somewhere out there. It is being built by the choices you make every single day. And by the end of this message, I want you to understand one thing clearly. You are more powerful than you think, but only if you are willing to take responsibility for your life. Many people spend their entire lives waiting for motivation, waiting for confidence, waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for support, waiting for someone to believe in them, waiting for the right time. And while they wait, life keeps moving. Days become weeks, weeks become months, months become years. And before they realize it, another decade has passed. The dream is still there. The goals are still there. The potential is still there. But nothing has changed. Why? Because they spent more time waiting than acting. The truth is that life rewards movement. Not intention, not wishing, not hoping. Movement. A ship sitting in a harbor may be safe, but ships were never built to stay in the harbor. They were built to move. And so were you. You were not born to spend your life waiting for permission. You were born to create, to grow, to learn, to build, to become. But that only happens when you stop waiting and start moving. The perfect moment rarely arrives. The perfect conditions rarely appear. The perfect opportunity is often created by imperfect action. Successful people understand something that others don't. Action creates clarity, not the other way around. Most people think they need confidence before they act. But confidence comes from acting. Most people think they need motivation before they begin. But motivation often appears after they begin. The first step changes everything. Not because it solves every problem, but because it breaks the habit of waiting. And that is where transformation begins. Let me ask you something. Who is responsible for the quality of your life? Many people immediately start thinking about circumstances. Their childhood, their boss, their family, the economy, their past mistakes. And yes, those things matter. But none of them determine your future as much as your decisions do. Personal responsibility means accepting that your future belongs to you. Not to luck, not to circumstances, not to other people, to you. Now that does not mean everything that happened to you was your fault. Life is not always fair. Bad things happen. Unexpected setbacks happen. Disappointments happen. But responsibility is not about fault. Responsibility is about ownership. It is asking yourself, given where I am today, what can I do next? Because that question creates power. Blame creates weakness. Ownership creates strength. The moment you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I do about it? Your life begins to change. That is where leaders are born. That is where achievers separate themselves from victims. That is where success begins. Responsibility is not a burden. Responsibility is freedom. Because when your life becomes your responsibility, your future becomes your choice. One of the greatest lessons you will ever learn is this. Nobody can do your push-ups for you. Think about that. You can hire a trainer. You can buy the best equipment. You can watch every fitness video online. But nobody can exercise for you. The same principle applies to every area of life. Nobody can read the books for you. Nobody can build your discipline for you. Nobody can develop your character for you. Nobody can create your future for you. People can guide you. People can encourage you. People can support you. But the work remains yours. And this is where many people get stuck. They want the reward without the process, the result without the effort, the success without the sacrifice. But life doesn't work that way. Growth is personal. Transformation is personal. Success is personal. The work you avoid today becomes the obstacle you face tomorrow. The work you embrace today becomes the strength you rely on tomorrow. Every successful person eventually learns this lesson. Nobody is coming. And once they accept it, they stop waiting. They stop complaining. They stop making excuses. And they begin building. Because they understand that the work itself is what creates the person capable of success. Let's talk about motivation. Many people are obsessed with motivation. They search for motivational videos, motivational quotes, motivational speeches. And there is nothing wrong with that. Motivation can be useful. Motivation can give you a spark. Motivation can get you started. But motivation is not what changes your life. Discipline does. Because motivation is emotional. And emotions change. Some mornings you feel inspired. Some mornings you don't. Some days you feel powerful. Some days you feel tired. Some days you feel ready to conquer the world. Some days you want to stay in bed. If your success depends on how you feel, your progress will always be inconsistent. That is why discipline matters. Discipline says, I will do it whether I feel like it or not. Discipline says, my commitment is stronger than my mood. Discipline says, I made a promise to myself, and I intend to keep it. The successful person is not the one who feels motivated every day. The successful person is the one who shows up every day. Think about the people you admire. Athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, artists. They all have days when they don't feel like working. The difference is that they work anyway. Because they understand a simple truth. Feelings come and go. Standards remain. And when you raise your standards, your life rises with them. Excuses are dangerous because they sound reasonable. I'll start next week. I don't have enough time. I'll wait until things get easier. Now isn't the right moment. Most excuses don't sound like excuses. They sound like logic. They sound like common sense. But if you repeat them long enough, they become a prison. A prison built one excuse at a time. The tragedy is that excuses don't destroy dreams overnight. They destroy them slowly. One delay, one missed opportunity, one avoided challenge, one postponed decision. And suddenly years have passed. The dream still exists, but progress does not. The truth is that excuses may protect your comfort today, but they steal your future tomorrow. Every excuse has a hidden price. The workout you skipped, the book you never read, the skill you never learned, the opportunity you never pursued, the conversation you never had, the risk you never took. Those costs add up, and eventually they become regret. The good news is that excuses lose their power the moment you stop believing them. When you become honest with yourself, everything changes. Because growth begins where excuses end. One of the biggest mistakes people make is wishing life were easier. They think, if things were easier, I would succeed. But easy doesn't build strength. Easy doesn't build character. Easy doesn't build resilience. Every meaningful achievement requires effort. Every worthwhile goal requires sacrifice. Every significant transformation requires discomfort. The gym is uncomfortable. Learning is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. But staying the same is uncomfortable too. The question is not whether you will experience discomfort. The question is which discomfort you choose. The discomfort of discipline, or the discomfort of regret. One creates growth. The other creates frustration. Years from now, you won't regret the hard work you did. You will regret the opportunities you ignored, the chances you never took, the potential you never explored. Don't wish for an easier life. Wish for greater strength. Wish for greater discipline. Wish for greater courage. Because when you become stronger, life becomes easier to handle. There will be seasons in your life when nobody understands your journey. Nobody sees your effort. Nobody notices your sacrifices. Nobody applauds your progress. These are the seasons that break many people. But they are also the seasons that build great people. Because true character is revealed when nobody is watching. Anyone can stay committed when they are receiving praise. Anyone can stay motivated when results are visible. Anyone can keep going when everyone supports them. But what about when none of those things exist? What about when the results are slow? What about when the support disappears? What about when nobody believes in your vision? Can you continue then? Because that is where greatness begins. Think about a seed buried beneath the ground. For weeks, nothing appears above the surface. No visible growth. No visible reward. No visible evidence. Yet beneath the soil, roots are forming. Strength is developing. A foundation is being built. Your life works the same way. Not all growth is visible. Some of the most important progress happens in silence. And if you quit during the silent season, you never reach the harvest. Stay committed. Stay patient. Trust the process. Your roots are growing even when nobody can see them. Many people are waiting for validation, waiting for approval, waiting for someone to tell them they are capable, waiting for someone to believe in them. But confidence doesn't come from other people's opinions. It comes from your actions. Every promise you keep to yourself builds confidence. Every challenge you overcome builds confidence. Every obstacle you survive builds confidence. Confidence is earned, not given. And there may come a time when nobody believes in your vision except you. That is not a reason to quit. That is a reason to grow stronger. Because the people who change their lives are often the people who keep believing long before anyone else does. The world rarely rewards potential. The world rewards persistence. Keep showing up. Keep improving. Keep learning. Keep moving. Eventually, your results will speak louder than your doubts. People often underestimate the power of small actions. They want dramatic change, instant success, massive results. But success rarely arrives that way. Success is usually built through small daily decisions. One workout, one chapter, one skill practiced, one positive habit repeated, one disciplined choice, day after day, week after week, month after month. The problem is that small actions feel insignificant in the moment, but their impact compounds over time. A single brick doesn't look like a house, but enough bricks create a home. A single workout doesn't create a strong body, but enough workouts create transformation. A single day of discipline may seem small, but enough disciplined days create an extraordinary life. Never underestimate the power of consistency, because consistency turns ordinary actions into extraordinary results. At some point, something incredible begins to happen. The things that once felt difficult become normal. The habits that once required effort become automatic. The discipline that once felt uncomfortable becomes part of who you are. And without even realizing it, you begin to change. Not just your results, not just your circumstances, you. Because success is never just about achieving goals. Success is about becoming the type of person who can achieve them. Think about that. The goal matters, but who you become while pursuing that goal matters even more. Anyone can have a dream. Anyone can make a plan. Anyone can set a goal. But not everyone is willing to become the person required to achieve it. That is where transformation happens. The strongest people are not the people who never struggle. They are the people who refuse to stop. They refuse to let failure define them. They refuse to let fear control them. They refuse to let temporary setbacks become permanent excuses. Life will test you. There is no way around that. There will be disappointments, unexpected setbacks, difficult seasons, moments when everything seems to be moving slower than you hoped, moments when you question yourself, moments when you wonder if the effort is worth it. Those moments come for everyone, but those moments do not decide your future. Your response does. The question is not, will life be difficult? The question is, will you continue anyway? Because every challenge you overcome increases your strength. Every obstacle you face builds resilience. Every setback you survive increases your confidence. Not because the challenge was easy, but because you proved to yourself that you could handle it. And eventually something changes inside you. You stop fearing obstacles. You stop fearing hard work. You stop fearing rejection. You stop fearing failure. Because you realize something powerful. Nothing can stop a person who refuses to quit. That is what it means to become unstoppable. Not perfect. Not fearless. Not lucky. Unstoppable. Many people think the future is something that arrives someday. But the truth is that your future is being built right now. This very moment. With every decision, every action, every habit, every choice. You are either building your future or delaying it. There is no neutral. Every day matters. Every hour matters. Every decision matters. The person you become 5 years from now will largely be determined by what you repeatedly do starting today. Not someday. Today. The books you read. The people you listen to. The habits you develop. The standards you maintain. The discipline you practice. All of it is shaping your future self. Imagine meeting yourself 5 years from now. What would that person say? Would they thank you for your discipline? Would they thank you for your consistency? Would they thank you for your courage? Or would they wish you had started sooner? Would they wish you had stopped making excuses? Would they wish you had believed in yourself more? That future version of you is being created right now. One choice at a time. One action at a time. One disciplined day at a time. And the beautiful thing is this. You do not need to have everything figured out. You do not need a perfect plan. You do not need all the answers. You simply need to keep moving forward. Progress creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates belief. And belief creates extraordinary results. There is one place where all truth eventually leads. The mirror. The mirror does not care about your intentions. It does not care about your excuses. It does not care about what you plan to do. It only reflects what you actually did. And that is why the mirror is powerful. Because eventually we all face ourselves. Not the version we pretend to be. The version we repeatedly choose to become. Look honestly at your life. Are your daily actions moving you toward your goals? Are your habits creating the future you want? Are your choices aligned with the person you want to become? These questions may feel uncomfortable, but growth begins with honesty. The moment you become honest with yourself is the moment you become powerful. Because once you accept reality, you can change it. You cannot improve what you refuse to acknowledge. You cannot solve what you refuse to face. The mirror is not there to judge you. The mirror is there to remind you. The power has always been in your hands. The ability to change has always been within you. The potential has always been there. What matters now is what you choose to do with it. There comes a moment when every successful person makes a decision. Not a complicated decision. Not a dramatic decision. A simple decision. A decision to stop waiting. A decision to stop blaming. A decision to stop making excuses. A decision to take ownership. That decision changes everything. Because once you take responsibility, your focus changes. Your energy changes. Your actions change. Your standards change. And when those things change, your life changes. The world may not notice immediately. Your friends may not notice immediately. Your family may not notice immediately. But you will notice. Because you will start showing up differently. You will start thinking differently. You will start acting differently. And eventually those small differences create massive results. Remember this. You do not need permission to improve your life. You do not need approval to chase your goals. You do not need validation to pursue your dreams. You only need a decision. A decision that starts today. A decision that starts now. So as we come to the end of this message, remember these words. Nobody is coming. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to build your future. Nobody is coming to make your dreams happen. And that is not bad news. It is the most empowering news you will ever hear. Because it means the power is already yours. The responsibility is already yours. The opportunity is already yours. The future is already yours. You do not need to wait. You do not need to blame. You do not need to make excuses. You simply need to act. One step, one habit, one decision, one day at a time. Keep going when it is hard. Keep going when it is slow. Keep going when nobody notices. Keep going when nobody believes. Keep going because every step is shaping the person you are becoming. And one day you will look back and realize that the moment you stopped waiting for someone else was the moment your life began to change. The moment you took full responsibility was the moment you became powerful. The moment you refused to quit was the moment you became unstoppable. And if this message inspired you, make sure you subscribe to SelfQira and join a community dedicated to growth, discipline, self-belief, and becoming the best version of yourself. Leave a comment below with these words. I take responsibility. Write it as a commitment to yourself. Not to me. Not to anyone else. To yourself. And if you know someone who needs to hear this message today, share it with them. Because one decision, one mindset shift, one moment of responsibility can change an entire life. Until next time, stay disciplined, stay focused, stay patient, and remember, nobody is coming. Become the person you've been waiting for.